everybody, and welcome to Pizza Time, our creator interview series here at Game Club Central. And tonight, we bring you Jim Jackson, otherwise known as Classic Radios. We're going to enjoy some pizza and talk for a little while. I got what I've been getting for a while now, grapevines, mostly because my wife is willing to go get it for me. Jim, what'd you get tonight?
I have a Primo's. It's a local icon here that we almost lost to a fire last year. Yeah, they burned down. They've been around since 1978. And here we go. So it looks like a barbecue chicken pizza with bacon. It's usually not this dark. I reheated it because I bought it earlier before the show, and I overcooked it. Never said I was a chef.
Well, it looks nice and crispy. I don't mind that.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, no complaints. Well, thanks for having me on.
I appreciate. Yeah, no, that's what I was just about to say. Thanks for putting up with me and helping me develop our show here as we put things together. And I'm glad we've gotten to know each other a little bit. So
yeah, well,
thanks for
I'm only here because I love what you're doing with this channel.
Well, we love what you do.
Yeah, thank you. But the veil's been lifted now. I usually lurk behind the scenes and create, and now everyone's going to know who Classic Radios is, right? Let's hope you don't lose any viewers.
Yeah. No, I think tonight's agenda will excite and titillate people, and maybe open their eyes to who you are a little bit. I was fascinated with who you are outside of what you produce for us. Thanks again for that. As a streamer, I really enjoy your pups and media because the audience gets to enjoy it while I play the pinball. So yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, it's great for spectators, sure.
It's awesome for the player too, if they're good enough to concentrate. But
yeah,
I'm not. Can you tell us a little bit about your hobbies outside of pinball? What?
Yeah, well, I'm just an average guy.
And where does your name come from, Jim?
The Classic Radios? I gave that to myself.
Yeah.
Probably back in 2007 when I started the YouTube channel. I was looking for a name. And I liked Classic Radio, but it was already taken, so I used Classic Radios. And I also needed a name for the Hyperspin forum because I was joining that to build a MAME cabinet for my kids. So I needed a name. And actually YouTube, my first YouTube name was Whirly 1100, like the jukebox back here. That's a Wurlitzer 1100, so I called it my name Whirly 1100. So sometimes when you do a search on YouTube, if you do Whirly 1100, my videos still come up instead of Classic Radios. It's strange. But I've had it so long, I just never worry about it.
I think I did see that name.
Yeah. So yeah, but I have varied hobbies. I mean, pinball's just one small part of it. I love music. I love collecting antique radios, televisions, jukeboxes, and fixing antique radios, televisions, and jukeboxes. You know, biking, sports, playing bocce ball, bowling with the kids, spending time with friends and family. You know, I'm just like anyone else, just living the life, trying to enjoy every day and not take life too serious. And then I create on the side. So that's me.
And you like the hands-on stuff.
Love it. Oh, I've been married I've been married. I didn't mean to step on you there, Marty. I've been married for 32 years. 2 kids, 2 boys. One in a senior in high school, and the other one just graduated college with an IT degree. And then the senior in high school will get a suitcase for Christmas this year, and I'll have a new office. That's a joke.
No. I've been joking about that on my stream for a while. My son's turning 15 soon, and has the studio that I really want.
Yeah, I set up here today to show my happy place. This is my music room. So you got the 1947 Wurlitzer jukebox, and then my music, my Kef speakers. This is my listening chair. That's the sweet spot between the speakers. Here, see that? Nice, huh? And vinyl, of course, because it sounds better. Yeah. Okay. I didn't mean to take over the stream, Marty. Sorry.
No, this is your stream. That's. I really want 89% of this to be you talking.
Oh wow.
But
I don't know if I have it in me.
I know
I'll
it's a
try.
lot of pressure. I was watching on Manny's stream the other night. He put you under pressure and you buckled. I think you named 2 movies. He told you had to name every clip.
Honestly, I didn't know the names of those movies. I just go on YouTube and find clips. I don't know the names of them.
I was trying to help you in chat.
Yeah.
Westworld.
Oh, well, I knew Westworld, yeah. And then the standard ones, Good, Bad, and Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, sure.
We'll talk about that when people are pumped on that.
But that obscure stuff, I'm not going to remember those names.
No, neither will I. I just wanted to harass you slightly. So right below us there, we're showing off a lot of your content from your YouTube channel. And when you and I started talking, you sent me the link. It's amazing. We're showing some of the videos down here.
Yep, that's Troy Car Show a few years back. Took my son there and we did this little film for YouTube.
You've done a few of them on the car show.
Yeah, we've done some antique radio shows and different things.
Yeah, those fascinate me, and your following on YouTube. I mean, you've got over 4,000, like 4,500. 14 years you've been posting videos.
Sadly, the last few years I've been kind of ignoring it a little bit.
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna highlight that, but you know.
Well, it's okay. When I stopped posting, I had 1,500 subscribers. I've ignored it, and now I have 4,000. So explain how that works. I don't know. That's my secret.
That's your secret, yeah.
That's my secret.
Have you enjoyed your journey on that?
Oh, I loved it.
Platform?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I've downsized my collection so much over the last few years. I don't have anything left to show. So I have to go over to a buddy's house now and start filming his stuff. So that's really why it slowed down. I just ran out of content. I've had hundreds of radios and TVs.
Your most popular videos are those 3-minute, you know.
Yeah, handhelds. Yeah, Blair Witch kind of thing. Yeah. I don't get it. You never know what people want to watch.
It's a young man's game. They all want TikTok or something.
I don't think anybody would be interested in hearing what I have to say, but you never know. We may get 1 million subscribers from this, right?
No. A lot of us like to tinker like you do. So
yeah.
It's helpful to have a reference point or an inspiration. I really appreciate what you do.
Yeah, I'm all about nostalgia and preserving the past.
Have you?
If I can save these relics from the landfill, I've done something good, right? I don't mean to step on your land here, Marty. I said if I can save these relics from the landfill, I've done something good, I think. All these old radios, TVs.
So, I mean, radios today and stuff, they're built disposable. You know, they're just not built like they used to be.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. The stuff you find, I know you're not featuring and you're going to friends' houses, but when you were rebuilding and refurbishing that stuff, was it hard to find parts?
Actually, no. There was a lot of new old stock tubes, thousands of them available. It wasn't hard to find tubes at all. And yeah, now the Russians are making tubes, Sovtech tubes, so you can always find the tubes. And capacitors, like when you go through a radio or a TV, you got to replace the filter capacitors and those little yellow capacitors, or the black beauties that they call them. But those parts aren't hard to find. What I'm finding now is the obscure parts in the radios and TVs are starting to go because they're getting to be 60, 70 years old. The things that I'm working on from the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, the weird 3-legged mica caps and, weird coils that you can't get anymore. That stuff's starting to deteriorate and you just can't replace
the rubber that turns the wheel inside, right?
Right, or during the war years, they used a different kind of coating on the wires. If you open one of those up, it's all brittle and falling apart. Yeah, not cool. But I have a television. I have a television. I don't know if it's in the slideshow. It's from 1950. It has a round screen. We nicknamed it the porthole TV. That's from 1950. Yeah, that's the giant circle screen of 1950. Giant circle screen. It's 12-inch, right? But that has
the
about
Admiral, right?
No, that's a Zenith. That has about 28 tubes in it. I restored that, and boy, where was I going with this? Too many blows to the head. Hold on, let me think. I don't know. Anyway, they're all a fire hazard. I mean, they're a fire waiting to happen. 28 tubes, no back, you know. They didn't care about safety back then. Just like, have you ever seen the fans from the 30s? You could put your hand through the, you know, right through the bar. They didn't care. Same thing with the tubes, no back on them.
Well, you were supposed to learn your lesson the first time.
Yeah.
You had two hands.
I actually brought some radios here within the arm reach for show and tell. I don't know if you're interested, but...
Sure. Hell yeah, I'm interested.
I'll show you. Here you go. This is a Westinghouse. Looks like a refrigerator radio. We call it the refrigerator radio. It's like 1946, 47. I restored this. It still works. And the rumor is that these were given away with Westinghouse refrigerators. I don't know if that's true, but it's pretty cool. And that's Bakelite. They came in different colors. There was a white, a green, and then this one is the only one that was actually Bakelite plastic instead of painted. Huh. So yeah, pretty cool. And I'll lift up this beast. This is a Zenith.
Oh my.
Yeah, this is a 1937. This is my wife's favorite radio, actually. We bought for her. This has a tricolor dial. I have it plugged in, actually. Probably can't see it on camera. Oh, it's just AM. Sounds good. Let me see if I can get a station for us.
If there's any AM to pick up.
It's just...
The movie features a phenomenal
just now warming up. So.
Ensemble cast.
Yeah, but you can hear the warmness of the tube.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is the back. Look at this. Completely open, never had a back. All those tubes in there glowing hot.
Hope you don't have cats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you know what the cats love on these is the grill cloth. This is the first thing they get. Whenever I find a radio that's all scratched up, it's always that grill cloth. They want to put their little claws into it every time. But isn't that beautiful? That's the original finish. Look at that patina. I mean, you couldn't reproduce that if you tried. Yeah, that's original 1937 patina. Yeah, love that stuff.
It's good craftsmanship that went into that stuff. That I wish we made it like that today, but
yeah. And then that cartridge machine you were showing in the slideshow, someone might be interested in that. You probably have never seen this. This is a living stereo sound tape cartridge. This predates the cassette tape. They made these from 1958 to 1964, and then they stopped making them. But look at this tape. This was RCA's...
Is it just a mini reel-to-reel?
Yeah, this was RCA's attempt to put reel-to-reel into a cartridge to make it more convenient. Huh. And then here's one of the consumer model players for that. Besides the one in the slideshow, this is what you would have bought just to play or record. Let me see. Had a separate speaker. This is a stereo model. It's kind of rare. It's hard to find. You can usually find the mono. Yeah, but the stereo is completely separate. So it has a plug in here. You plug it into the main body, and then you run your tape cartridge. I think this is 1960. I think that's 1964, 63, 64, somewhere in there. That's like right at the end of it. And I've had consoles that actually play the tapes too from the 50s, but those are gone. Here's some original.
There's probably not a lot of media available, is there?
No, they're hard to find. At one time, I had a collection of over 100 of these sound tape cartridges. And then I sold them all because I found that the vinyl sounded better from that same era. I would just buy the vinyl because this is 3 3/4 speed. You know, it's not that great sounding. It's not 7.5 or anything. It's just 3 3/4. So it was more of a novelty. I had it on display for a while. I actually built a wood frame on the wall with shelves, and I put all the covers up like a piece of art. So that was nice for a while. But like anything with this hobby, it's you know, you buy something, you sell something, it becomes a wash. You know, you just buy something or sell something to buy something, right? If that makes sense.
Or pick up a new hobby.
Eventually it had to leave. So yeah. Drinking
One of my
coffee
favorite
today.
projects you did is that you got a wood box from that guy, and you put the iPhone in the little hole and the
speaker.
from
Yeah, the horn speaker.
yeah,
right.
the speaker.
Yeah, there was a guy that was making those. I forgot where he was. It was out of state. Yeah. So yeah, you just
Yeah,
connect the
I think
iPhone
he said
to
like
it.
Indiana or Montana, something like that.
Yeah. It was a horn speaker, and I think Restoration Hardware was selling something like that a few years back, a knockoff of that.
Sure, it was
more
just
expensive,
neat.
of course, but yeah, it was cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And you took your
we've had-
bell from something, right?
Well, that was an original horn speaker from the 1920s that I purchased somewhere. Yeah. And then you
That-
put that
yeah,
on,
that you
on
had.
the wood, right? That I had already. Yeah, because we've had Victrolas here, you know, from the 1916 or whatever, which is cool. You just crank them up, put on a 78, and you watch the curly cues coming off the vinyl because you know the needle is like a thick,
Yeah, 'cause it
thick
etches it.
nail. It's almost like a nail. Just takes the
They were
takes
keratin
the
needles.
vinyl right off. Yeah. But you don't need electricity. You just crank that baby up and you listen to Al Jolson. Wah, wah, wah. He had the perfect voice for that, you know? My wife hates Al Jolson.
I love that stuff. We
Oh my God.
have a lot of antiques out here.
If I ever want to irritate my wife, I put Jolson on. Yeah.
And your MPT 3K t-shirt.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Such a bad husband, Jim.
Yep, I know. Yeah. I think one of my son's first words were Victrola, my older one. Yeah, because he did everything with me in this hobby. He actually helped me restore the jukeboxes and TVs and radios when he was little. Yeah. So one of his first words was Victrola.
That's a good son.
It's funny, yeah. But you know, when I started restoring these, it was because I was buying them restored. My wife and I went to an antique radio show. We were out traveling somewhere and we saw a sign that said antique radio show. We thought, well, we have nothing better to do. Let's check it out. And I went in there and I saw this really cool console radio from 1940. It was a Philco and it had little push buttons on the front and they were all deteriorated. And the radio kind of worked. So I said, oh, that's really cool because it just looks like a cool design piece that you can put in your house somewhere in the corner. I didn't even plan on getting it to work or anything. I just like the look of it. I'm like, that is damn cool, you know? So we brought it home and of course it didn't take long. I had that damn thing apart, right? Completely apart. And I'm like, if I fix this, I could buy another one cheaper. I don't have to pay for a restored one, right? So that's when I just taught myself how to get a soldering iron and start replacing the caps. And those chassis are this big. I mean, it's not like you're on a little circuit board today with modern technology. It's like soldering on a football field, basically, you know? You got all kinds of room in there. You just change these caps out and you'd be surprised that these things come back after years and years. I've restored television sets, like that 49 Admiral you were talking about. That one looked like it spent 50 years on the ocean floor. It was all rusted. And I brought that thing back to life after just a simple recap and a quick alignment, and the thing played great. I don't have it anymore. I sold it, but yeah, it's amazing.
Oh,
that
man.
these things, they were built to last.
Adopt me.
Yeah, in fact, I only have two
Give me that
televisions
TV.
left. I have my 59 Zenith Space Command with the remote control with the clicker thing that makes a sound and then it changes the channel. That's pretty cool. I just like the sound of that clicker. And then I have that 1950 porthole TV that's probably in the slideshow because that's my wife's favorite. But that one's starting to go now. I'm losing vertical sync on it, and I think it's one of those obscure parts I'm not going to be able to replace anymore. Eventually, I won't keep it. But for now,
Well, it's a fun hobby and takes you back to another time.
oh yeah, yeah. Some people say it's dead people stuff, but I like it.
Yeah. I'm really sad you got rid of the Admiral. I wanted to get it from you. Oh well. So where do
there's
you
more out
find
there.
These? Yeah, where are you finding? Other than
Well-
that show you mentioned, but
Yeah, there's shows like that, but once you start collecting and meeting people, it's a network, right? And then people start telling you where things are. They saw something in a barn, or they were at an estate sale, or everybody just starts communicating with each other, and it's kind of strange. It's like you don't have to look; it just finds you sometimes. And that's what happened with me
Facebook
for years.
groups, marketplace.
Yeah, eventually I didn't even have to look. I would get phone calls or emails, or it would just show up somehow. Yeah. My best find ever was a 1957 1957 Admiral television, a color TV. I think it was it Admiral? Actually, there were two. There was an Admiral and there was a Sylvania. So I had a guy call me and said there's a guy that has some vintage TVs in a barn. He wants to sell them. And this is when I was first collecting, so I wasn't trying to rip this guy off. I didn't know anything about TVs at the time. I just wanted a cool TV. So I went there. He wanted $100, but we couldn't plug it in. There was no, I think the cord was cut. And I didn't even realize it was a color TV. I just thought it was just, it's a wooden box. Looks like it's from the 50s, right?
Cool TV. Yeah.
Had probably some mice in and out of it because it's sitting in an open barn. So I brought it home and I discovered that it's a 1957 color Admiral TV, which is really super rare. And I ended up selling that, I think, for $1,300 when I paid $100. Yeah, so that financed everything else after that, So I was off to the races. I had some cash to spend.
Pinball's the same way. If you
Yeah.
find a really nice EM cheap and you fix it up, I mean, you can make a couple hundred and then upgrade to a Stern or a Williams and rinse and repeat,
Right.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, you want to talk about my first pinball machine, Marty?
Yeah, what was it?
It was a 24-inch Rec Room Masters pinball machine, from Rec Room Masters. My kids bought it for me for my 50th birthday, which was 4 years ago. Before that, I've never had a table. So they bought this, and my son actually set up FX3 on it from Steam, and that's all it had. And I kept that for a while, and I actually added SSF into that when I watched Major Frenchie's video. Thank you, Major Frenchie. Shout out. I went overboard on it. It's 24-inch, right? With the 22-inch screen, 17-inch back glass. And I put 4 exciters in there, 3 amps, 1 bass shaker. I mean, the cabinet would move.
That's okay.
So after that, I could never play anything without SSF. So I had to go to VPX, right? Because I don't know if at that time, I don't think Terry had released the FX3 SSF yet. So I really missed it when I went to VPX or whatever it was. That's what it was. I went to VPX and then I discovered SSF and I checked out Major Frenchie. That's what happened. Yeah. Funny.
It's a rabbit hole. I started without any feedback. And like you, was playing FX3.
Yeah.
And then, like you, when I turned 50, I said, because my kids weren't going to do it for me, I'm going to get a real cabinet and be a real boy. And I tried SSF before I hooked up the real flippers and slings that I bought. I had no idea what I was missing.
Oh yeah, I didn't either. It's incredible.
Because of streaming, I turn off the mechs all the time. SSF is plenty. It's amazing. So
yeah, I love it. The very first pinball game I ever played was with my wife in the 90s. It was I think Microsoft or Sierra Creep Night Pinball. Have you ever heard of that? Creep Night?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we used to love that. We would play that for hours and hours. And actually, a few years ago, I found a copy of that, a CD, and I bought it for her for Christmas and set it up. But you have to do compatibility modes, and it's like 256-bit or whatever. It's really hard to get running. But that was fun to go back and watch and play that now after playing, virtual pinball. It's like, oh my God, this is horrible, right? But yeah, it was a lot of fun in the 90s.
We've been emulating a lot of those lately on this hardware platform called Mister. I'm not sure if you know it, but
no.
It emulates the hardware side of Nintendo and, all the old consoles and arcade games. Kind of like MAME.
Okay, yeah.
But at a hardware level.
That's interesting.
But the one thing I've noticed is everybody's been going back and enjoying Creep Night, Space Cadet.
Oh, yeah.
Demon's Tilt, and,
Yeah, we didn't play those. Yeah, just Creep Night. I remember that. My favorite was the Frankenstein one, where you could get Frankenstein to rise up. Yeah.
Well, that explains why you might have started with Monster Bash. We'll get into that.
That's a really good possibility. So after the Rec Room Masters, I was a little tired of the 24-inch. I wanted something bigger. So I figured, well, my dad, I was going to visit my dad in Missouri, so I took it to him, dropped it off. And then with the intention of buying a full-size cab, the 40-inch from Rec Room Masters, because they made a good product. Well, then they stopped selling them shortly after, and I never got a hold of one. So eventually I bought the Yak Games when it went on sale, Yak Games Legend Pinball. And that's what I have now. And I was playing the built-in hardware. I wasn't that impressed with it. It's okay. I mean, I know some people like it. I really like the Space Invaders thing. That was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But eventually I kind of gutted it. And I got some boards and put it in there, and now it boots right into Pinup Popper and VPX. I don't even use the Yak Games hardware anymore. I just got rid of it.
Did you put a DMD in yours?
Yep, yeah, I put a 7-inch DMD in there, yeah, in the center.
So you upgraded it.
Yeah, and the next project is the playfield monitor. I want to go 4K on that, replace it. Because right now I'm using the original Yak Games monitor with one of those decoder boards, whatever they're called. You plug them in to get HDMI out to the computer. Because I bypassed all the hardware. Yeah, so it works for now. I had the Bibs board for a little while, but I bypassed that too.
I got no problem with that, Games. It's bringing a lot of people into the hobby.
Yeah, it was an upgrade for me, 32-inch playfield instead of that 24, 22, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it looks bigger to me. I'm happy for now. Eventually I'll build a full size.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're always tinkering, right?
Or buy a real one. We almost bought a real one in the 90s. I think 1997. We went shopping for a pool table for our basement, and we went to one of those game stores, and they had pool tables and pinball machines. And we saw the pinball, or we saw the pool table we wanted. It was, I think, $2,100, and the pinball machine was a whodunit. And we played that. My wife really liked it, but it was over $3,000, $3,500. I can't remember exactly, and I think it was 97. But we figured, well, we're going to have a lot of friends over, and a pool table's more of a community thing instead of a solo. So we bought the pool table, and we used it for about 6 months. Then it became a great place to fold laundry, right? And then 20 years later, we sold it.
Best of intentions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we used it over the years, but I'm sure if we would have bought that whodunit, I bet we'd still have it today.
Yeah.
But we'll never know for sure.
It's a 4-player game.
But that's her favorite table now. Her virtual table is whodunit. That's when she plays the most. And she's the roof champion. I still have to knock her off of that roof champion. It bothers me every time I see her initials on that roulette wheel.
She's playing with you, or she just plays separately? And
she plays separately, yeah. Yep. Mrs. Classic Radios.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you play often, and can you name a couple of your favorites, real or virtual?
I don't play often. I do more creating than playing, but some of my favorites are Silver Ball, I like, and any Pup Pack I made. I always enjoy those tables. I mean, I have to like them if I'm going to spend hundreds of hours developing a Pup Pack, right?
Right.
And I learn the rules on those. I think that's another reason, is that once you know the rules, then you enjoy the table more. So any of the Pup Packs I've made are my favorites.
That's a good side benefit, because you have to go through the whole game.
And then I always liked Medieval Madness, because that was the first Future Pinball game I played with my son. Before we were into VPX, we used to play Future Pinball. But that's when VPX was, I think, 6 or 7, and it was very 2D, and Future Pinball looked much better at the time. Of course, it's kind of switched now, right? Everybody loves VPX, but yeah, we played Medieval Madness for a long time.
And for quite a while.
Yeah. And then, let's see, what else? Attack from Mars is another favorite we play. Oh, there's Adam's Family on the screen.
Yeah, well, let's talk about some pups.
Sure.
The one that started it for you was Monster Bash. I'm surprised you took on such a popular table. First but you knocked it out of the park.
Well, I didn't know any
Classic
better.
Universal Monsters.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't know any better. I didn't know it was a tough table to make a pup for. I was a noob back then. I just went into it. I figured I like Universal monster movies, and here's a table. I can make a pup pack, right? Because I think because I saw Terry's Tron table, and I was like, well, that's really cool. What the hell is this thing, you know? I could do that for a Universal table. So that's what I did. I jumped in, and I didn't know how to do anything. Watched Terry's videos.
Yeah, what kind of challenges
on YouTube.
did you face that first time?
All kinds of challenges. I didn't know how to do anything. I got in touch with Terry, and he gave me all kinds of tips. Man, Terry was great. What an asset to this community. I figured he was just gonna kind of blow me off and say, watch the video over, right? But no, he helped me. He actually convinced me to put animated text on the videos. He says, if you want to really level up the Pup Pack and make it look more polished and professional, add animated text. It makes a huge difference. And he was right. And that's why you see on Monster Bash, there's a lot of animated text. But I made a lot of mistakes on that Pup Pack because I was doing a baked-in videos. Because now you can set positions, you know, so you can just do a regular video clip, you know, 1920 by 1080, and then set a position, and then it goes into your overlay where you want it. Back then I didn't know about that, so I was taking a 19 by 20 image and then baking in the video clip in the center, and then on the outside I was acting like an overlay, you know, with the video. So every video I had to make the same way. I had to have an overlay and a video clip all as one video, if that makes sense. And then sometimes you'll see the animated text flies into the screen and it goes under the overlay.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not supposed to do that, you know. It's because of the way I designed it. Because I made the overlay after I made the videos. So, yeah. So that's some of the challenges.
I follow you.
I got it all. I got it worked up on the next one, but yeah.
Well, and I would have done it the same way if I hadn't known better with what you just said.
Yeah, but it turned out okay. And then I did a revision later, about a year later. I added more videos, and I added videos to the scoop, you know, that I didn't have before. When I didn't know it was called a scoop at the time when I released it. I thought it was like a return shoot or something. I didn't know the terminology. I said return shoot, and it was actually a scoop.
Yeah, we all learned that stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me last night what a scoop was. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
How long did that first pup take you before the revisions?
I don't remember. I think I did that one pretty. I think I did that one pretty quick. I probably spent a month on it. It wasn't too bad because I was really into it, you know. And once I'm into it, I really go pretty fast. I usually will lose about 5 pounds when I do a pup pack because I don't eat. I just edit and drink. Yeah. And ignore my family.
I can relate.
Yeah.
I try not to ignore them, but I can relate.
Yeah.
And you don't help me. You raid into my childhood. You invade Bedrock. Your next pup pack is Flintstones.
Flintstones.
The artwork done by Joe, who made your character and is a friend of the stream. But
that's where I met Joey.
Pack. I met on Flintstones.
I met Joey on Flintstones. That's the first time I met him because I did Monster Bash completely solo. I did the overlay and everything on that, but Flintstones I knew I had to level up and I needed some help. And I forgot how I got in touch with him. I was talking to someone and they gave me his name and I contacted him, and I was just shocked that he was willing to help so fast. He said, the only thing I ask is that you give me a credit on the pup pack, but I'll do it for free. I'm like, well, awesome, let's go, you know. And then we went back and forth with some designs, and then he came up with this, you know, the Bedrock one, and it just, he knocked it out of the park. I mean, it was just beautiful. The first two I didn't like, and he didn't care. He just kept sending me new things, because Joy will send you 1,000 pictures if you ask for them, you know. And or if you don't ask for him, that guy's an art machine. But man, we are so lucky to have him. And I got spoiled in those early pup packs because I would email him, and in 30 minutes he would have everything I needed, where now he's more popular. People have discovered him, so he's a lot busier. Yeah, I'm like, come on, Joe.
And now he's making his own stuff. I mean, he released
Exactly.
Barbed Wire this year.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah, his
Yeah.
Home Alone stuff. Yeah, he's great at
Yeah.
that.
He's
but
on
that-
everything. I mean, he's on every pup. He's on every table in some way.
Yeah. I don't know what we do without him. I wouldn't be making Pup Packs without him. He's the inspiration that kicks him off. Because I don't do anything until
Yeah.
I get his overlay. I don't even start a Pup Pack till I get his overlay, and then I work from there.
Well, it determines all your shapes, right?
Yep. And always the first thing I do on a Pup Pack is usually the ball loss video. I just find drain videos, and then I go from there, and then I just see what they look like on the overlay. That's my process.
I appreciate it. That's the video I see most often.
Yeah. But all these Pup Packs, by the time you see the videos, I've already changed them 6 times. I'll make a set of videos for a Pup Pack, and then I'll say, I found a better text font I like, so then I got to make them all over again. It's a different text font. And then I'll make them and I'll say, oh, I did the timing wrong. I got to do this one over again. So then I'll do them again. So yeah, so I'm always changing because it's a creative process and you don't get all the ideas at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just sit down and have all the ideas for the Pup Pack and you're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Here's A to Z, we're done. It's not like that. That's why it takes a couple months, right? Because you get ideas at different areas.
Yeah.
At least it does
These
for me.
interviews
That's how it is for me.
been that way. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Yeah, I love the Flintstones Pup Pack though. That's probably my favorite. That one just came together.
Is that
you
the-
know.
Was that the first time you used pup shapes?
That's the very first time I used pup shapes, yeah. I did underlays on that. That's the first one I used the underlay videos too. You know, with the lights flashing back and forth and the different animations, like ball lost, all the boulders falling. So I had to figure out that, and then I did pup shapes, yeah. Frank Hemming was the first one to do pup shapes on Twister. The Twister Pup Pack.
Terry
has little-
tried to explain it a little bit, but can you tell everybody here what a pup shape is and how you're using them?
Yeah, well, I don't know how to explain the technical side of it. I can tell you
No, just the
basically
aesthetics.
what it is it's a way to pop a video over the overlay. So it gives the illusion that the overlay hasn't changed, but there's a video, you know, something is now going across the front of the overlay.
Like the
how I
bullet
have things
going
pop
across?
up. The bullet, right, that's a pup shape. So if you were to look at that in the editing suite, you would see a blue background, and then at the bottom you'd see the characters for the overlay. Anywhere
Okay.
that the characters are, where there isn't blue screen, I can put a bullet going across there or have a character pop up or whatever. But the blue area is transparent so that the video clips can pop through or the underlay can pop through. So it's just a way,
Like
I think Terry
you
says,
use that
sets
in
a
Adam's
stencil for
Family too.
video. Exactly.
Yeah, you bring objects in and out, right? In
Yeah,
the back glass.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, pup shapes, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm sure I'm not doing it right, but
No,
it gives the illusion
needed.
of
I mean,
it gives the illusion of video popping over the overlay instead of just staying static the whole time.
we don't need the technical. You guys are
Yeah.
seeing dynamic images that are popping up throughout functions
Yeah.
of the table. Cactus Canyon has bullets flying everywhere.
Yeah.
The cauldron changes in Adam's Family to something else
Yeah.
occasionally. So
Yeah, and then there's
keep
pup
an eye out. You're one of
alphas
the
now. Yeah, we do pup alphas too instead of pup overlays. You know, there's a folder in there that says pup alpha, and that gives you the shadows around the overlay that shows on the screen. So like, it looks like if you see the video, you actually see the shadow and the light. That's pretty cool. So Joey's been
Gives it a
including
little
that.
depth.
Yeah, a little depth, right? Yeah, and
That's cool.
so I worked with Joey on Flintstones, and then I met Harlan on, was that Adam's Family first or Elvis? One of the two.
It was your next one was Adam's Family. You
Was
you
it okay?
started
It was
with
Adam's
Harlan
Family.
up on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. I met Harlan on that. Boy, he was so helpful. He made some templates for me because I didn't know how to use Adobe After Effects at all. It was my first time ever trying, and he said, "Well, here, I'll make you some templates. Like, you know, when the cauldron's there and the smoke comes up and it says something in text, that's Harlan that made that for me." And then all I had to do is go into the project and then just change the text. So he made it really easy. He also did the grave opening up. That was all Harlan's idea, to have that gravestone pop up and then the rock, and then the floor opens up and it's a grave. That was Harlan. And he also did the text on the back of the tombstone where the rocks fly off as the text is writing. That's Harlan. So yeah, boy, I was glad to meet him.
We had him on here with Pin Credibles, but he's been instrumental in helping a lot of people with Pup Packs. So.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Glad you worked with him.
Yep. And then
on a classic too.
Oh yeah, Addams Family. That was fun. Did a lot of underlay videos on that one too. And Joey came up with that screen in the back. You know, that he gave me like 7 different colors, so it was gray, red, blue, green. You know, with that wallpaper kind of look. And then the bats, I put the bats in there flying behind, and in the clouds and the storm. Yeah, I think it came together nice.
I think you're batty for attempting to work with Joey yet again. I mean, Uncle Fester must have stuck a light bulb in your mouth and threatened you.
Yeah, he had already done an overlay for that before I met him. And it was for the movie. You know, it was the Fester from the '90s movie or whatever that was. I didn't like the overlay, so we started over again, of course.
Classic TV.
And plus,
of course.
Plus I wanted to do the classic TV show from the '60s. I wasn't interested in the movie, even though the table's the movie.
Same thing with Flintstones, right?
Same thing with Flintstones. Yeah, I wanted the cartoons. I didn't want the movie.
Yeah, I mean, from Saturday morning cartoons and Addams Family to Sunday afternoon movies, like when Hawaii was blue and the jailhouse was rocking. What was it like working with the King? Not Harlan, I'm talking about Elvis.
Yeah, Harlan, yeah. that was a fun pup pack to do. Really good table, stern. I like the look of it. Harlan, man, that guy again, he helped me with those toppers. It was incredible. You know where the animations played for Jailhouse Rock, all shook up.
Yeah.
And he did those little clip art things. You know, the words come up as Elvis is singing. That was incredible. I've never seen anything like it. And he did all the records. I don't know it's hard to tell, like when you're playing the Pup Pack, because you really have to look. But each record, when it comes up, it actually says the name of the song on there. Like Good Luck Charm.
I got a chance to see it when I was on the little recording.
Record. When the guy says now playing Good Luck Charm, that record is actually saying Good Luck Charm on there. That was Harlan.
Yeah, it's the proper 45.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything I needed, he was there to help. It's just awesome. Loved it.
That's an underrated table.
Yeah, and then I like Elvis, so I had a lot of clips I could pull from, and it was hard to find though. It's surprising because you can't find any good Elvis clips from the '50s. You know, before his movies, it's grainy stuff, you know, or movie reel things doesn't look that great, but I tried. Yeah, and then I don't think I did.
Stuff wasn't all that great.
I think that's the first one. I didn't really even do an underlay for that one. Now that I think about it, I just like Joey's overlay so much. I didn't even bother with the underlay videos. If you think about it, it's just a solid overlay and then with video clips playing. Yeah, I took it easy on that one, I guess. Yeah. And I'm still not finished with it. Yeah, I'm not happy with it.
You're still not done with Elvis?
Yeah, I think I could do better. I don't know. I'm gonna revisit it one day. I don't like the sound on it. The the table sound is kind of scratchy sometimes, and there's something wrong with it. There's a pin sound I know that improves it. I was gonna create the Pup Pack to work with pin sound, but a lot of people don't have pin sound. They use just alt sound or the table sound, and I figured, well, I'm kind of limiting my audience if I go pin sound only, right?
Yeah, and I've seen Hawkeyes like mute the ROM sounds and favor the pup sounds.
Yeah.
So maybe
I know there's a way to do it. Yeah, I know there's a way to do it. I just haven't got around to it. I'm always interested in something else. And my hobbies change constantly. That's why I'll make a pup and then I'll disappear for a few months, and then I'll come back to pinball because I'll go to music. I want to listen to music, or I play my ukulele for a while, or I do stuff with the kids, or work gets crazy. it's a circle on. So now I'm back and I'm doing, my latest pup pack. But who knows where I'm going to be next week? I don't know.
So your next pup was the one that really introduced me to what you did, because that's when I started streaming. But Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
What was that like? And would you pick Marianne or Ginger?
Well, Marianne all day long. Yeah. I mean, those shorts and the belly button showing, yeah, or not showing, but should be showing, right? Yeah, yeah. No, I've always been Marianne. Yeah, right. Girl next door, sure. All day long, Marianne. Yeah. I'm not sure why I chose that pup pack. I mean, I was watching Gilligan's Island probably on my 59 Zenith, and then I said, maybe I'll make a pup pack. Yeah. I didn't know anything about the table. I never played the table. I was hoping it was a good table. In fact, I hope VPW does a remake of it someday, or does a polish on it. That would be awesome.
A polish, yeah. It is it is a great table. I didn't know I liked it until your pup.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I never played it before I made the pup. Yeah, but I thought it would be kind of cool.
Elvis is that way for me too, honestly.
I like vintage television shows because I'm into antique radios and television. So I watch The Honeymooners. That's a dream table. I'd love to do a pup pack for The Honeymooners. Jackie Gleason, Art Carney from the 50s. I mean, I have all 39 original episodes, and I have all the lost episodes. So I could put all kinds of great content. And he filmed it. It wasn't kinescope. It was all filmed, so it's really good quality. I mean, that would be like HD black and white. But someone has to make
one
a
more
Honeymooners
word
table.
out of you,
Yeah.
Jim. Pow to the moon.
Yeah. Well, there's all kinds of that. Yeah, we could do something cool.
Is there a Honeymooners table?
No, I don't really want a reskin table. I mean, if somebody did an original Honeymooners, I'd be all over it for a pup pack. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I know, someone will say, oh, make it yourself. Just make a table.
Yeah, people are making it easier.
Maybe someday.
To get involved.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but Gilligan's Island, I did some nice topper videos for that. I like what I did there. Pretty happy with it. I didn't do pup shapes, but I did toppers on that one. Yeah.
I don't think that one needed pup shapes.
No.
I like them in Addams Family quite a bit, and in your next pup pack you use them quite a bit as well, which by the time this interview airs you should be releasing or have just released.
Right.
How's Cactus Canyon coming along? And
yeah.
I don't want to blow Gunsmoke up your butt, but congratulations, it's awesome.
Thank you.
I've had a chance to play it a bit.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one. It was a lot of work, but I think it turned out really nice.
Yeah, it did. It distracts me a lot, and that's a good problem because I look up and I see the gunfight, and not just for the viewer, but I'm enjoying it too.
Yeah.
Who
Did you see the latest revision?
On the status screen.
Did you notice the latest revision with the gunfight? How the characters pop up now instead of the two static images? Yeah, I changed those. And it's random, which characters pop up, but that's all I could do.
I hadn't gotten to that detail yet. But.
Okay, yeah, I'm working on it. I wish that I could have the characters pop up and then one of those two would be the one that gets shot, right? But I can't. I can't
keep
do
getting
that.
Rick.
Oh, you do?
And then I get it. Yeah, and then I get intimidated.
Oh yeah, I should mention Rick. He's tested pup packs for me going back long ways. That guy's great. I always ask him if he wants to test my pup pack, and he always says yes. So I'm grateful. Rick's awesome.
Bearded Rick. He's
the bounty hunter in the new pup pack. Yep. Bounty is lit. You'll see
always
Rick,
willing to help out and tell you exactly how he feels. And thank you, Rick. We need that.
Oh yeah. Yep. Exactly. He doesn't pull any punches. That's great.
Nope. No, you need that.
Oh yeah.
Too much sugarcoating nowadays, and participation awards.
Yeah.
It's nice to be.
I want to give a shout out to Hawkeyes too. He's helped a lot whenever I have a question. He's helped me with.
What has John done for you?
He's actually tested some of my stuff and he's played it. Yeah, he's done a lot of technical things for me too. Yeah,
Can't get that.
Like he does for everybody.
Anything.
He helps everybody. Yeah, right. John's
he doesn't
awesome.
help me.
Yeah.
I've asked him like 100 times.
I don't know.
I'm kidding.
It sounds like a personal problem.
Maybe it's probably just me.
Yeah.
No, John's wonderful. He not only helps creators, but the man is so patient. He goes into the Major Frenchie's virtual pinball chat Discord and answers newbie pinup popper questions. He's a saint.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
What is coming out of your talented mind next? And can I perhaps bribe you with vast amounts of money to make you say Rocky and Bullwinkle instead of Totan?
Well, actually, I've thought about Rocky and Bullwinkle. Joey's already made a overlay for it that we have to change. I don't like it.
Really?
Or it's not that I don't like it. It won't work with my style. You know, we all like to put our own signatures on our pup packs. My style is the underlay videos, possibly the pup shapes, and the underlay he made just won't work for that. It's just basically a overlay
He'll
with
send you 100 more.
screen with the screen in the middle. Yeah. So I thought about it. I don't know anything about the table. I know I like Toten. I like that table, but I don't know the Rocky and Bullwinkle table. I guess I need to play it and then decide. But yeah.
There's a lot to Rocky and Bullwinkle. You get Peabody and Sherman. You get, you know, the Royal Mountie Police and all that. But I think with Totan, you're going to be challenged with content. I'll let you make that call. But
well, Rocky and Bullwinkle already have the DVD set, the complete series. And I actually stringed together Metal Munching Mice already into one video clip, and I thought I could just pull a bunch of things from that, right? Because I know that they show up on the DMD at some point, and go from there. But yeah, there's just so much to go through, though. I'm not completely familiar with those cartoons. I mean, I've watched them when I was a kid, but you really got to start at the beginning.
Well, I
and
think I
go
heard you
through 'em.
mention they're also low quality, right?
Yeah, they're not
source.
great. They're sourced 480p. They're not great, but
Yeah.
I don't know. If I shrink the screen down a little bit and have a nice underlay distract you from the grain, I guess it would be okay. And there's filters.
Or maybe do something different and have a mini pup frame with a couple different TV monitors that change the channel or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah. There's things we could do. Definitely.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's possible. But right now I'm just trying to finish
you shared-
Cactus Canyon. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you close?
Oh yeah, really close.
99?
98, 99, yeah. Depends. You know, we still have some testing out there, so I'm waiting for feedback. See what we need to change or add.
Yeah, I have some stuff to give you from my last day of play, but I'll be testing it a bit more for you too.
Okay,
Thanks for
sounds
the
good.
opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any final thoughts or tips and tricks you want to share with the viewers, or do you want to smack it, flip it, rub it down? Oh no.
Now, I'm not really one to give pearls of wisdom, but I don't know.
Okay.
I would say if I can make this media content, anybody can, because I just learn how to do it, or get on the forums and ask people for help. Or if anybody wants to contact me and ask for help, I'm always happy to give tips, you know, for pup packs, anything that I know, because I just want to give back to the community, right? But I say if you want to do it, if you want to do something, just do it, figure it out. That's what I did. I think that's what we all do.
Execute your vision. That's right. It is a pearl of wisdom, and
yeah, don't take life seriously. Have fun. We're only here for 70, 80 years, right? We're above ground.
Well, I mean,
have
just
fun.
hearing that you learned this, it inspires me to want to make a pup. So hopefully it does others.
Yeah, and I've made some media stuff too. You know, it probably shows in the slideshow there. The wheels, animated wheels,
more than
and
just the
loading
wheels.
videos,
You've made loading videos and There's a link to Jim's files in the description here on YouTube, but also if you're live in the chat. So make sure you check that out. When you download Jim's stuff, if you could click the like button, it goes a long way, guys. These people spend months creating things, and just to know you appreciate what they did,
Yes.
I know, just speaking for myself, it does volumes to hear that you love it. So
Yep. Much appreciated, sure.
you're much
All right.
appreciated, and I appreciate you joining me tonight.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Thanks. This was nice. I'm glad I'm joining the club,
It
the
was.
Pizza Time Club. I'm a member now.
You're an official member, and
Yep.
later on, if you have a new project coming out and you want to get together and talk again, we can do a Pizza Time special report.
Okay. Yeah.
If you have, people involved that don't want to be recorded, we'll put them in witness protection, and we'll create a little show around your next pup. Just let me know.
All right. If you want to collab on the next pup, if it's Rocky and Bullwinkle, I'll pull you in. All right. I could use the help.
Oh, heck yeah. Whatever
All
I
right.
can do there. I love clipping and thinking and creating. So
Yeah. And I hope you're going to stream the new Pup Pack on your Game Club Central channel. Yeah.
do I have permission to stream it prior to release?
Absolutely. You can stream it today if you want.
We'll start right away. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Well, thanks for joining me, and you at home, thanks for joining Jim and I in a small amount of chit-chat.
Yep.
So from me, good night, and hope you have a great day tomorrow. Jim?
All right. Take care. Take care. Bye.